Good morning, everyone. Today's topic is going to be how to balance your thyroid naturally. So the function of a thyroid is to take iodine, which is found in many foods, and convert it into thyroid hormones, T3 and T4. So thyroid cells are the only cells in the entire body that can absorb iodine. The thyroid combines iodine and amino acid tyrosine to create T3 and T4. T3 and T4 then go into the bloodstream where they are distributed and they control your metabolism. It is really important when you are getting your thyroid tested, you are getting a full thyroid panel. So it's really common these days if you're going to your GP, they're only going to be testing your TSH levels. It can be difficult to get a full panel run, but it is really important because even if you have normal TSH levels, it doesn't mean the rest of your thyroid is balanced. Your numbers might not be sitting at optimal, and if we're only checking your TSH, we're not going to see the whole picture. So for a full thyroid panel, we want to be looking at your TSH, your free T3, your total T3, your reverse T3, your total T4, your free T4, your TPO, and your TPG. When you're checking for your full thyroid panel, we can either be normal, hyper, or hypo. So if you are sitting within doctor's ranges for normal, please do remember that doctor's ranges are not optimal ranges. So do check that as well, because we always want to be looking for healing opportunities. If you are hyperthyroid, this means you have too much thyroid hormone. So some symptoms of this are irritability, anxiety, weight loss, racing heart, diarrhea, hyperactivity, and an irregular heartbeat. If you do have hyperthyroid, it is really important you are working with a practitioner because you can end up in a thyroid storm. So it is rare, but it is life-threatening. If you are having any type of high fever, seizures, high heart rate, you really want to make sure you are working with a practitioner because you don't want to get to that state because it is really dangerous. Reducing stress is a massive factor to counter in when you are dealing with hyperthyroid. This is going to be addressing your internal and your external stresses, addressing nutrient deficiency, working on your detox pathways, addressing pathogens, looking at your relationships, your career, your environment. Do any lifestyle changes need to be made? Some things that can help hyperthyroid are carnitine, lemon balm, and immune modulators like Moducare. So hypothyroid is not enough thyroid hormone. So some symptoms of that can be weight gain, fatigue, depression, hair loss. You can feel really cold and you can have a lot of trouble losing weight. When your GP is testing your TSH, if you're sitting within their ranges, which is about 0.45 to 4.5, you are considered fine. Optimal ranges are actually 0.5 to 2. It doesn't take long to get to disease state with your thyroid, so if you are sitting above those ranges, I would start working with a practitioner to get your thyroid balanced and sitting within those optimal ranges. If your TSH is high, your GP is likely to prescribe levothyroxine. So levothyroxine is an artificial lab-made drug and it is an artificial T4. So the issue with levothyroxine is a lot of people are not able to convert the artificial T4 to T3. So even though your TSH is being brought down nicely, you can still have low T3 because of the lack of conversion. There's something else called NDT, which stands for natural desiccated thyroid, instead of levothyroxine. But with that being said, you want to ensure that your reverse T3 is below 15. If it's not below 15, NDT is only going to increase that number, and we don't want that. When your reverse T3 is above 15, this means that it is inactivating your thyroid hormone. The body doesn't have enough iodine, selenium, molybdenum, tyrosine, or LDPA. We can have issues with higher TSH and hypothyroid. So it's important to make sure that we are supporting the body with all the nutrients that it needs. That's why I run a full thyroid panel at the beginning of the program so we can get the support on board that we need. For hypothyroidism, we are going to want to look at your sex hormone, adrenals, mitochondria, detox pathway, and your neurotransmitters, along with addressing your thyroid. So when we support all of these areas, it's enough to kick the thyroid back into gear. We have support on board of all of those areas. If you were still experiencing extreme fatigue, we would rerun a thyroid panel, and if there was no improvements, that's when we would look to add an NDT if your reverse T3 was below 15. The next piece of the puzzle for your thyroid is the antibodies, so your TPO and your TPG. So these are basically the antibodies for Hashimoto's. Hashimoto's is a thyroid condition when your immune system attacks your thyroid. your antibodies were high, we would want to get you on some immune modulators straight away. Can say the thyroid is so complex and it's just a small part of the body, and with the thyroid we also want to be looking at all of those other areas like your sex hormones, your adrenals, your mitochondria, your neurotransmitters, and your detox pathways. So it is really important we are looking at the body as a whole because everything is connected. It's really difficult to just treat one specific area in the body. I hope you found this video helpful. If you are having any issues with your thyroid, please do leave any questions in the question box. If you are looking for a practitioner, you can visit my website and book yourself in for a free health assessment call.